Hello everyone, my name is Nick and welcome back to the wonderful world of Factorio. It's becoming a thing. Factorio comes out on Thursday. Hopefully that's when this video actually gets published. But I'm really enjoying this series. The more I play, the more I want to continue. It's extremely addictive. But I have some exciting news about the series I want to share with you guys. We're doing a new thing where we're going to have a membership tier for the channel where if you become a member, you can name one or more items in our Factorio world. So for example, the train stops like Snowman's Mind and Hamburger. If you become a member of the tier that I'm going to throw up on the screen over here, then you can choose the name of that. You can name the locomotives, you can name parts of our base, whatever you want. Basically just put your mark on our series. So if that interests you, you can join the channel. There's a button below. But enough about that. It's time to actually get into it. I have big plans for today. We are going to do a lot if all goes well. I have a lot of things or tips that I've read about our new base and how you guys think I should do it. I'm going to try my best to implement them. But again, enough talking. Let's get straight into it. So for the first part of this video, there's no face cam and no audio recording at all, and you might be wondering why. Well, that is because I really felt like I needed to focus in on what I wanted to do here and just like ultra laser focus on actually making something that's half decent. I took all of the information that you guys have given me in the comments, all of the different tips and tricks you've given me, and the things that I've learned just from playing the game, and I put those all together to start the construction of our new base, which is what you're seeing here in this time lapse. In the clip that immediately follows this one, I'll explain to you exactly what my plan is and was for this episode, and I'll give a general overview of what we hope to accomplish. Okay, folks, I think we're ready to make some magic happen here. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to work or if it's even efficient, but I have built what I am calling, or what I have heard is called, my first main bus, which basically you can think of these as like a mechanical equivalent of like a ribbon cable, which is a bunch of, if you think of each conveyor belt as a wire, this is a bunch of conveyor belts or wires put together into a single thread, if you will, or a single cable. Now, I want to say I did not look up any techniques. I did not do any research on how to do this. I just am going off of a tip where someone told me that this is how you should operate. I want the originality to remain in the series, so I'm trying to avoid like explicit examples. But what I've got worked out here, and this is going to need expanding, basically all of the input from these trains is going to be tracked onto this belt, right? And then that belt is going to feed into these many splitters, which basically filter stuff out. So we have copper here, which is going over into our smelting area. And then we have iron here, which is feeding also, wait, hang on, where's the iron going? Here, where it then gets split off into, hang on, how, I'm confusing myself. So the iron goes on this belt, and then it comes out here, and then it goes there, which this splitter should be, oh my gosh, why can't I think right now? So this is the copper, and this is the iron. Okay, so I actually don't want a splitter. I want to just turn it, I think. So, okay, let me set this up properly. So this is our copper line. That's our iron line. Basically, this is going to be our processing band, and I'm going to just expand furnaces out this way for as long as the eye can see. And we'll process our raw iron and copper there. I then have the stone, this one. It goes into this splitter, where it is then split off to the right, so stone, and then that goes out to here, which it's then processed into these to make landfill. I made the heartbreaking discovery, which I totally knew before, yeah, totally, that concrete does not allow you to fill water blocks like this. So we're gonna have to make landfill instead, but that's not gonna be a problem. And then the coal is going to be filtered onto this belt which then some of the coal is tracked forward, but some of the coal is also tracked onto this furnace line. So the idea here is we might add a coal power plant, so I want to keep coal on the main bus going into here. And then this is going to be our output bus here. I've separated it into a copper belt line and a iron belt line. And I think I actually just had a little bit of a brain blast, as Jimmy Neutron would call it. I think if I want to use both sides of these belts, I'm pretty sure I can do this. So I just do that, and then I immediately turn it back in. I think. I think that'll work. I don't know. We're going to see. We're going to see. But the idea is then that this will lead into a raw materials processing area, and then the main bus will continue its way out into the sea here, where I'm going to build the bulk of our base, which is all going to be landfill. Now, why I chose to do that instead of using land that was already there, I honestly could not tell you, but it's going to be fine. We're also going to have the largest rail network you guys have ever seen. So let's give this thing a try and see what actually happens. So here's what's going to happen, assuming everything works, which I'm almost certain it won't. So I have added redirected paths for these belts. So the one from John Coltrane and from the stone and iron train here to this main belt. Now, who knows what's actually going to happen, but I'm going to connect these up and hopefully everything will flow out into the process here. There's already one issue I can see that I'm going to need to correct, and that's that one belt coming into this is the choke point. And no matter how many of these I add after this one belt choke point, this is going to be our limiting factor. So I'm going to have to expand that pretty quickly, which I can do. So yeah, okay, let's do it. Let's see what happens. It's not going to be perfect, but it's a first try, or I guess like a third. So we're going to cut this and connect. That should flow, and then we're going to redirect this way. Okay, our first stuff is flowing into the system. That should all be going straight until it reaches the coal splitter, which will feed into the furnaces. Okay, they're getting fueled. Our first stone is coming in. We're not using both sides of that belt, so that's going to need fixed. This should go straight into these assembly machine, and the iron is going towards... I can't keep track of it. Okay, there we go. Beautiful. Oh, I love to see it work. That is incredible. This landfill factory is going to take forever. And we have our first iron plates, and it is working. We're using both sides of the belt there. Okay, great. This is excellent news. So what I'm going to do now... Well, first I'm going to expand this belt so there's some overflow area, but we now can add our first kind of like assembly areas, but I want to do it to the left of, well, let me see, maybe I can move this railroad track. Let's try that. This track is intended to be connected to this copper source here. So maybe, how can I do this? Let's see. What's the shortest path? The path of least resistance here. I can probably just turn it and then turn it back. Maybe I can do that. Let's try if I start it earlier. Well, but I need it to be a station. Hang on. Hang on, guys. Engineer at work here. Okay, you know what? It's just gonna be fine like that. We're also going to need to increase the amount of stuff coming in because we're going to have way more processing capability than we need, and we're going to need a copper source coming in, so that is important. Okay, all right. Here's what I'm going to do now. Okay, my brain is struggling to keep all of this straight. I am going to expand out our main bus area here and add an assembly area where we can start making the basics. So somebody commented on the last video, I don't have a way of automatically making inserters, belts, all that sort of stuff. That is what we should be doing now. We should be making an automated supply of all of those just automatically as soon as resources come in. I should not manually be crafting anything, so I'm going to try to set up an assembly area now. Let's see how that goes. So one quick note, and I think, yeah, this is working. So I changed up the stone input here so we're using both sides of the belt, because we were already getting a bottleneck because this coal is being put on this conveyor belt, but it wasn't being processed because we don't have any iron input here. So now the stone automatically flows into the landfill creation system without any input or any activity from this coal belt. So hopefully that optimizes things a little bit. I have a feeling I might need to add a dedicated iron input belt too. We will see. We will see. We'll get there when we get there. Okay guys, so it turns out Project Fill the Ocean with Land is going to take a little longer than I thought it would, because landfill takes a while to make. However, I expanded our landfill production. I'm going to expand it even further. We are making a good amount. It's not nearly the pace we need, but it's going to have to do. In the meantime, I set up a little copper mining facility here. This is powered. I'm about to set up a locomotive here, and then we're going to have iron and copper being piped into our system. And then once we get enough landfill, we can fill up this area and get our first non-raw material area. So we'll make inserters, we'll make belts, we'll make electronic circuits, all that good stuff. So let's get this locomotive running here. This should be pretty easy. Locomotive. Every time I say something should be easy, it turns out to be horrible. Where's this cargo wagon? Here we go. Oh, I need to fuel these too, I forgot. Okay. And then the other locomotive. Okay. That's backwards. That has gotten me so many times, backward locomotive. Alright, so this is where our little coal splitter comes in handy. So where's our fuel line? It's this one. What is that? It's the ground. I can't see. Okay. So can I put... Oh, it's gonna be a little cheeky. Yeah, I can. Okay. So let's do that. And then... Oh boy, how am I gonna do this? Actually, I know how to do it. Okay, so let's do a splitter on our line here, so some of it is going to the other locomotive as well. Okay. Perfect. Okay. And then this section, I'm going to move underground. So this is an output, so let's do here to here, underground. And then we're gonna need another splitter. Oh, this is gonna get tight actually, but it should be fine. It should be fine. So we'll do splitter here, and then the inserter, and then there needs to be. I feel like a madman. Okay, so underground belt. Yeah. Okay. All right. So this inserter will fuel up. Actually, it's going to have to go up a little bit, but these two belts will provide fuel for this train. This one is going to carry it down the map, yeah, to where the front locomotive is right here. So we'll fuel it up that way. That's going to need power. I'm really making a concerted effort as well to keep my power, like, gridded. If you look at this mess, I'm trying to avoid that. And it kind of looks better over here so far. Ooh, I'm going to have to change that. That doesn't look very good. But trying to keep it gridded, make it look a little nicer. So that locomotive goes there. So, you know, honestly, I didn't even need that splitter there. I could have just routed both of these under the track, like so. And then have this come up here. Let's do this, yeah, like that. And then I think the inserter will work. And then that train will be powered infinitely by coal. This does mean that because we're using trains, unless there's an electric train, like battery-powered train modifier or technology, that we are going to be at least partially reliant on coal power pretty much for all eternity. Which is unfortunate because I wanted to try to rely on like alternative fuels, so either nuclear or solar. But it seems that's not going to be possible, but it's fine. It is what it is. So I got 15 coal here. So let's put in, oh boy, forget button time. There we go. Some coal for that locomotive and a little bit for this locomotive. And where'd the coal go? There it is. Okay. Schedule. We have 2 stations along this route. I Like Trains and UFO Cat. Remember, there's an opportunity now for you guys to name those if you like, so you know what to do. But for now, we're just going to leave them as they are. So let's say, go to I Like Trains, empty the cargo, and then go to UFO Cat and fill the cargo. We'll do like 1K copper because it's going to take a while to fill the entire train. And then we'll switch it to automatic and it should go. Now we're going to have our first copper. Now, did I set that up right? I hope so. Oh, shoot. Oh, I'm not going to be... Okay, there we go. Okay, here comes the copper. It should take this side of the belt, which is not clogged up by the coal supply, which should go over to there. Yes. Go, little copper, go. And then it should come into here, where it should be processed by this machine, which should then... Yeah, and there's our copper on that line there. And why is this one not working? I'm gonna have to figure that out. That splitter is working differently than the iron one. I wonder why. You know what? I think we can fix that pretty quickly. Let's take a look up here. So, also that is going to fill up fast. So we will have... Oh boy, how do I do this properly? Can I like turn this and then have this go straight and then... Yeah, okay. And then we go down. Ah, can't build on water. What do you mean? I am fill the ocean with land. Alright. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. Now they're double fed. In fact, we don't even need to go out this far. We can just do a little... Yeah. And then turn this down and... Okay, I see. I'm starting to learn some things. Not a lot of things. That, holy cow. Yeah, okay, we're gonna need to expand that. In fact, you know, let me check our landfill. I think that we might have enough landfill to do some... Yeah, we got 100, okay. That's gonna go faster than you think it is, because what I initially thought was that this whole green square that you see here, I thought that was 1, but actually it's 4 tiles. Because, you know, you're filling an entire big area. So yeah, look how quickly this is going now. I'm not going to worry about this 4 belt for now because it's not mission critical. Alright, good. Oh, we also need a ton more belts. So, yeah, okay. Well, I'm going to let that crafting finish, but we're in a good position here. Although, have I now clogged the stone output? Let's see. No, it's just not happening very quickly, I think. Well, I have fast inserters. I can just... Oh, is it a 1-to-1? Wow, it emptied that. Okay. Well, let's let's expedite this process, shall we? Fast inserter. There we go. And then there's a ton of stuff. I also discovered that for the longest time I had this train set to collect less than 500 iron cargo, so it was just not getting any iron. Yeah, we're gonna have to shake this up. So that's the iron belt. Oh boy, how do I do this? I may have goofed a little by making this a choke point. Let's brainstorm here. So I have iron input here, and that's gonna be, well, that could be iron or stone. If it is stone, I can separate it out here. Let's do that. Where's a splitter? Oh, I probably can't make one because, yeah, I need more iron plates. Thankfully, we actually have some of those here now, although we don't have many. Okay. Oh, I need electronic circuit? Oh, I need 16 iron plates. I don't even have that many. Oh boy, okay. So I'm gonna have to manually hack this thing here. Oh boy, okay, I'm gonna figure this out and optimize it a little bit, but I will be back in one moment. So I just want to take a moment here. I've been recording for even longer than I normally do, which is saying a lot because I always record these videos for longer than I plan. But we've got a nice basic thing going here. We have coal, iron, and copper, and stone coming in on 3 separate train lines. I've rerouted everything to sort of minimize blockages as much as possible and to use both sides of belts wherever possible. Speaking of which, actually, this coal, I learned a little trick. I feel like it's a little cheesy, but if it works, it works. So if you put a splitter like that, and then you put a turned thing there, you get, you know, actually that was probably a really bad idea. Because that's going to clog the system now with double coal. Well, maybe not. No, it shouldn't. It should help filter coal through. Yeah, so if you put a splitter like that and then just a belt turning in, that automatically puts stuff on both sides of the belt. There might be an easier way to do that, but that's been working for me. And then, like, the same would be useful here. But, oh boy, how can I do it on this side? Because it would be funky. Oh, I'm going to have to figure that out. Okay. Because that's the coal splitter. Yeah, I'll figure it out later. But we have iron production and copper plate production going strong here. And I'm expecting... I think everything is self-sustaining. We have coal input and everything else we need. And I'm pretty sure we have enough juice to get through the nights. But we're about to find out. Oh, that's going to have to move. Let me put that there instead. These little storage boxes here are temporary because I'm going to route these conveyor belts under the train tracks here, and then our assembling area is going to start right here, and it's going to go linearly downwards, I think, or maybe linearly upwards because the train depot is here. We'll see. We'll see what's going to happen. I'm going to spend a little time putting some landfill down, and then we'll do a wrap-up for this video. Alright everybody, so back again, and the system is running well. Everything appears to be working as it should. I added a lot of quality of life, like type improvements, stuff like these storage containers on the end of these belts so that we're not getting clogged up. I added this thing here. It's basically just a storage container to act as overflow for this coal belt so that, again, it doesn't get clogged up, because right now we're inputting way more coal than we can process. So this just lets us store a big chunk of that coal in this storage container to keep it off the belts for a little bit. That'll eventually get removed. I added a bunch more stuff down here, basically too much to list, but I started getting... There's another coal train, jeez. John Coltrane working too hard. We have a ton of materials already. I think, actually, if I look at our production graph over the past 1 hour... Is that copper? Yeah, copper ore. Oh, did our copper things stop producing? Oh no, they're working. Weird. Yeah, if we look at our production graph over the last 1 hour, so what's green? Iron plates and copper plates. We're starting to see big increases in production in both of those because these furnaces are just pumping that stuff out. And now we're going to get a good demonstration of the system here. So let's watch. All 3 trains have come in. We got coal, iron, and stone coming into our system. You can see the coal, the copper, and the iron are being routed to the furnaces, but that's being done on separate belts. The reason for that is because the way that this thing was set up, it was getting clogged up with copper because it's so easy for that copper train to just bring a ton of it down here. Then we have the coal in this system, which will fill up the furnaces. You can see they're outputting, all 8 furnaces are working right now. And soon, it's actually not outputting yet, but we'll have stone on the belt as well. Is there any stone? Yeah, okay. And then the stone, if all goes well, will come up through here and be routed to our landfill production area. So basically at this point, I'm like confident enough in this thing that I might just AFK it for a while. But either way, I think our goal for this video has been achieved. We have a brand new factory up here. It is pretty, I would say pretty successful so far. In the next video, we're going to work on the basics assembly stuff. So what I'm going to do is off of our main line here, I'm going to add an inserter assembler, a belt assembler, underground belts, all that sort of stuff so that we have those stocked when we need them. But that should be pretty much all we need to be maximum efficiency. You can see there's a little bit of a backlog going on here. Could probably optimize that a little more. Honestly, the problem is that the input... I did the input as 1 belt. Thinking back, that was a mistake. But anyway, I think that's going to do it for this video. But if you're interested in naming any of our Factorio stations, so you can name these stations, you can name the actual locomotives themselves. Like, for example, if I go to... Well, hang on, let me see how I do it. Click on John Coltrane. Click on this train. How do I have to actually... Yeah, okay, you can see it here in this screen. So if I mouse over the locomotive, this one, you can see on the right it says Locomotive Zediatis. I don't even know. But anyway, if there's something in Factorio you want to name, we're offering that now. All you have to do is become a channel member. I went ahead and reduced the price on those basically as low as I can to 99 cents. And I'll let you name, I don't know, like 3 things if you want. We're kind of, you know, just playing it by ear around here. So if you're interested in being a part of the series, be sure to do that. But anyway, keep the tips coming. I really appreciate them. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you have a wonderful day.